City departments are always looking for ways that modern technology can help save time, save resources, and shorten the process of the duties that we have to perform every day. And with me today is Officer First Class Sean Lowry. Welcome, Sean.
Welcome, thank you.
You're going to be helping us understand what the new software is that the police department has acquired called E-Cite and E-Crash. What is this software all about?
In the easiest terms, it's electronic crash reporting system and electronic citations.
Now, those two pieces of software, the implementation thereof, you've been working on for several years, right, to get to this point where they're finally in police units?
Yes, ma'am. It's been about 3 years
Okay.
to be able to get them into a majority of our police cars.
That's quite a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. So how did you obtain this software, first of all, and at what cost?
The software was actually provided by Arkansas State Police free of charge to us. The only thing that we do have to provide is the hardware that goes along with it, like our laptops, but we already have laptops in all of our marked units because of our Spillman CAD-based system, which is the computer-aided dispatch system, and our incident reporting system. So that really didn't incur any extra charges on that. We did have to purchase GPS units to go inside the vehicles, a driver's license scanner, and a document scanner.
So some of those are new equipment, of course,
Yes.
that are specific to E-Cite and E-Crash.
Yes, and some of that stuff was actually purchased on grant money.
Yes, and you showed us how some of that works, which is really neat. On the screen, you'll be able to actually see the way you've got a small scanner for the driver's licenses, and you have a document scanner. What's the advantage of that?
The document scanner is really for witness statement forms, whether they be for a crash report or any other type of incident that goes on. If we were to have to send something to the crime lab to be checked in reference to like maybe an impaired driver, then we can scan that form, and then when we get the results back, we can scan that form, and all of that is attached to the report and then uploaded.
That's amazing. It makes me think actually of what our city clerk's office is doing right now with agendas. The way they can attach documents to those agendas is a real time saver. So it's all about having one comprehensive document, correct?
Yes.
Great. How do these programs also increase safety for both police officers and the public? I mean, is this actually something that affects safety?
Very, very much so, because what it does is it keeps the officer on scene actually a shorter period of time. So if we pull somebody over for speeding or whatever else, we can actually generate that citation a lot quicker and be able to get that person and the officer off the side of the road a lot sooner than a handwritten ticket. Same thing for the crash reports. If they're out there, a lot of times we can clear a crash report a lot sooner than we can having to do a handwritten crash report.
So all of that information is just simply obtained a lot faster.
Yes.
That's great. Obviously, the court system is also partner to the benefits of E-Cite and E-Crash. How does it help our local court system?
Well, whenever we were handwriting a lot of tickets, all of those tickets had to come to our records division and then get hand entered into the computer system here so district court could see them. With the E-Cite, everything that we do, once we get finished with a ticket, we hit transfer, it goes up to a server, and once it goes up to the server, district court is able to look at everything. It alleviates our records clerks from having to enter anything into the system.
By the way, how long have you been actually using this out in the community? Is it already being implemented as we speak?
Yes, there has been some officers that we have had it for about 3 years. We're the ones that initially got it. We're the ones that have been training the newer guys that have just gotten it installed into their vehicles. But you will start seeing the electronic citations probably a little bit more now, since we do have more officers that have it.
And you do a lot of this training?
Yes, a lot.
Oh, very good. About how many marked units E-Cites right now are outfitted with this new software?
Right around 40, which is going to be the majority of our marked fleet.
And is your plan to continue implementation until all of those marked vehicles have the new software?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Another advantage of E-Cite and E-Crash, obviously, is something that all city departments strive to do, and that's saving time and paper. So can you explain some ways that E-Cite and E-Crash help out with that?
Once again, going back to the paper stuff, whenever you would have to fill out a paper report, you would have to meet with the supervisor. That supervisor would have to look over it. They would have to check off on it and make, if any changes need to be made, give it back to you so you can correct it. With this system, once you get finished with your crash report, you upload it to the server. It gives an email to the supervisor. The supervisor is able to look at that crash report, and they don't have to meet up with you. They can be sitting up here at the police department. They can be out on the streets doing other calls or whatever. They can just pull over, look at your report, and if it needs to be corrected, they can send it back to you. Or if everything is correct, then they can send it the rest of the way on to records.
That's huge, isn't it?
Yes.
Where supervisors are not literally having to meet one-on-one with every single officer each time a ticket is issued. My goodness.
Yes.
What a huge difference. Okay, so as we've wrapped up, as we're wrapping up this segment, I think people have a better idea of what E-Cite and E-Crash is all about. If they get pulled over, if they're involved in an incident, they'll probably see the results of that. You know, they'll see, as you say, that your time with them has shortened.
Correct.
But yet you get the job done.
Yes.
So do the police officers like this?
Yes, everybody so far likes it. It's just, it makes our job easier. The citations, everything is printed on there, so you don't have to worry about some of our guys that don't have the best handwriting not being able to read the court dates, or it trying to go through 4 copies of paper to be able to get to the last piece of paper, which is the one that you hand to the person that's getting the citation. So all these guys really like it.
So we can all have sloppy handwriting now.
Yes.
But that it is great that we are now standardizing everything. So the printed document, no question, is there's much less likelihood that vital information would be misunderstood, right?
Correct.
So that
Correct.
is huge.
Yes.
There's obviously a learning curve.
There is. Whenever we send the guys through classes, it is an 8-hour class, and then they are put onto a test server for 2 weeks, so they can be able to go out there. Anything that they do on that test server is not set in stone, so if they mess up or anything like that, we can go in, we can show them where they need to correct stuff at, but you know, nobody's given a ticket on that test server or anything like that. After that 2 weeks is up, then we will switch them over to live, and then that's where they're able to actually write electronic citations and do the electronic crash reports.
That sounds pretty reasonable.
Right.
That's training, but it's not an undue amount, and before you know it, they'll be out using the new software.
Correct.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us today to explain about the E-Crash and E-Cite systems and their implementation and what it involves and what it saves in terms of the officers and offering safety to the public. Sounds like a win-win.
Yes, it really is.
And it's also something that Chief Jason Stacey has set as a goal for some time now. I'm sure that he's very pleased to see the results of the program.
He is, very much so.
Right. Well, thank you again for giving us this behind-the-scenes look at some technology that really helps all of the officers out there on the street, helping keep you safe every day. And next week, we'll bring you more city news.